Hey everyone, I wanted to do a quick video on optimizing a CAD drawing for 3D printing. On the screen here, I have a cable holder, a USB, and then an audio cable holder that's going to mount underneath my desk for my computer. And what was happening, my computer has a very noisy front audio panel, the one I just currently built. So I figured I'll create this mount it under my desk, and it's actually it's going to be a little bit more convenient. I wanted it out of the way. I didn't want cables coming, from the back of the computer. So, anyways, so I printed this part. This part uses basically with little clips on the back where the cable it retains the cables from the back of the cables. The problem with this was that there's a little bit of an overhang, which 3D printing sometimes doesn't like. Um, although this was pretty minimal and the printers are usually able to handle this, the retention clips on this particular model, I'm not sure if they would work very well with usage because you're going to be, inserting a USB device back and forth. So, the clips themselves, how long are they going to last? So I wanted to make this a solid back here as well as the back of this one. And if we do that, and by the way, when I print it, I print this in this orientation. So this is the bottom of the printer, and it prints upwards. And the reason I do that is because I know this is the face of the device or the mount, and I want it to look good. And anything that's flat on the print bed is always going to look good. The other reason is if you print it this way, you're not going to need supports. The printers are able to go gradually outwards on a print. So I did print this, and it printed beautifully. Here's some pictures of it. And it worked fine. The USB cable and the audio cable are friction fit, and I don't think it will loosen up, but it may over time, right? So I wanted to, like I said, enclose that back. But in closing that back, I run into another problem. So here is the new version, and you can see it's majorly updated. I have the top here, which is going to be sitting against the desk. So what I want to do is basically have this print friendly. But now I have this major overhang right here, which I don't think the printer is going to be able to do. I have an overhang right here. This one over here on the bottom portion of the mount is not that bad, and I think the printer will be able to handle this one. I'm a little worried about these two if I print it in this orientation. If I print it in this orientation, well then the mount to the desk is going to be up in the air, and this is going to require support. And I hate printing with support. Supports just, they put little defects on the print job. And in this particular model, I don't think it matters that much. But if I can do this without printing with support, that'll be great. The other problem is the layers will be going this way. And the problem with that is that this is the front face, and I want the front face to look good. And in order for me to do that is I have to print it this way. So here's what I got to do. This is a simple fix. What I'm going to do is I'm going to print the bottom part. So I'm going to disable this top part. I'm going to print the bottom part like this. And then I'm going to print the top part. Let me rotate it front like this. So I'm going to print, so it's going to print upwards this way. Now the top part you're not going to even see at all because it's going to be in the device. So let's go back. Let's see how we're going to fix this. First of all, I'm going to disable the top for right now. And what I'm going to do is let's look at these two overhangs. And what we could do is first thing I'm going to do Let's make sure I'm in the correct one. I am. I'm going to create a sketch here. I'm going to just go a line straight from here to here. Enter. All right. Now I'm going to stop that sketch. And let's take a look. And then I'm going to delete. I'm going to extrude this all the way to here, which is 9.9. So I'm going to copy that. Copy that 9.9. Okay. So now I don't have to worry about that. So, but I got to fix that by putting that to the top model. So I'm going to bring the top model up. Take the bottom model down. I'm going to create a sketch on the bottom. Sketch a line from here. Oops, here, it's fine. Just trim that. Oh, good. And then I'm going to extrude that. And we probably should zoom out a little bit, move this out of the way. We're going to extrude that. I believe it was 9.9. Boom. So now when this prints, remember it's going to be printing this way, it's going to have the holder. Okay. And also you can see these little 3 pegs is what's going to hold this in so it doesn't slip out. All right, so we took care of one, so let's take care of the other. Okay, once again, we're going to do the same thing. This one's going to be a little interesting. We'll see how it goes. So once again, I'm not going to hide anything this time. I'm going to go once again. I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to have to hide the top. And zoom in. Sketch line. Oops. We want it perfect 90. Enter. Sketch. Trim. Where's the trim? All right. Stop sketch. And we're going to extrude that down to, click down here, it automatically goes to that surface, so 4.95. Okay, and I copied that value. Once again, if we print it, look, there's no overhangs, and that will print perfect. All right, let's go to the top now and do the same. Create sketch. Line. And technically, I could just stop sketch right there and extrude. This is going to be a positive. All right, there we go. Let me bring back the bottom model. Oops. Then click on the light bulb. And everything looks great. So when we put this together, I'm going to go to bodies here. I'm going to move it. Oops. See this free move. It's fine. When we move it into place, bam. So yeah, that's a little about optimizing for 3D printing. So right now, if we take off the top, hide the top, oops, escape. We're going to hide the top. If we print it this way, we have very little overhangs. We do have some here, but usually circles, they do okay. So I'm hoping that doesn't cause too many issues. And we'll see. So let's go ahead and print this and see how it turns out. Okay, so to 3D print, I'm going to File, 3D Print. Then I'm going to select the part I want, which is the bottom at this point. Click OK. It's just going to save it to my desktop. And I'm going to do the same thing. File, 3D Print. This object. and it's just going to save to my desktop. Notice that it's using the same name as the bodies, which is fine. I like that. So now that the files have been saved to the desktop, we can move on to the 3D printing software. All right, move this over here for a second and move this over. By the way, if you have like a component that has lots of components that you want to print in one file, you can actually select the top body and do the file 3D print, and it will 3D it'll create an STL file with everything that's under that container. Just so you know, but we don't want that because then what ends up happening is you can't rotate them individually. That's like if you have like a really big model that you model different portions to it, but they're going to be rigid anyways. That's when you want to do that. All right, back to Perusa. I'm going to delete this one. Well, this was a previous one that I was working on. And as you can see, I didn't like the way it printed with all the supports, and it's just, I don't know. The hole also didn't come out very well on the front panel or on the face of the panel. So like I said, I wasn't really too happy with this result, just from the standpoint that I had these supports that created little defects on the bottom of that, and the face wasn't perfect. So let's close this one out because this one didn't want to do it anyways or use it. All right, so here we are, and I brought this in into Slicer. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate this body around X. I want to say 90. Nope, I was wrong. It was negative 90, but that's okay. We'll rotate it by X negative. Oh, actually, it doesn't even need negative. Just 180. There we go. So this is how I want to print this. No supports, just straight up and down. Let me check my printer settings. Make sure I don't have. Let me check my infill. I think I can do infill of 10% on this part. Although I think there's very little parts that are going to be infilled. No skirt, one loop. Yep, that's fine. And then support material is off. Good. And then my filament settings. I'm just using PLA here. This is not a wear part or item that's going to wear or going to be out in the sun. So PLA is fine. All right, so let's go ahead and click slice now. And that should be sliced. It is. You just have to go to the preview tab if you're not aware of how Slicer works, or at least the Perusa version. And this is how the printer is going to print this particular item. Like I say, I don't see anything that this won't be able to do beautifully. So the face is going to come out gorgeous. Oh, you know what? One thing I will change. Let's see if this will work. I'm going to change the top and bottom fill to, no, was it this one or this one? See if that makes it look any better. Print preview. Okay, let's slice it again. Change the pattern a little bit. Not really sure which one I like better. Oh, I'll keep it with that one. Okay. So anyways, so there we go. So now that I'm happy with the way it's gonna print, yes, I understand there's overhangs here, but these the printer will be able to handle with no problems. I already printed this once, different version of it, the one with the clips originally, and it works just good. So we know we have what we want. So let's go ahead and export this file. And it's going to export to G-code. You can call it whatever. Bottom is fine for me. I don't like keeping G-code files because they're very particular to the filament you're using. So I delete them after I use them. I keep my CAD drawings and I keep my STLs, but G-code, I just don't feel like naming them, PLA or PTE, and then what brand of PLA and PTE. It's just not worth it. So I'll delete that after I'm done. Now, I could take this file that we just created and send it over, put it on an SD card, send it to my printer, and go from there. But I have Octoprint installed on a Raspberry Pi, which basically allows me to do it wirelessly through the network. And there we go. So here's Raspberry Pi, printer's connected. We already had a different bottom one. That's the one I showed you pictures of that I wasn't too happy with, so let me delete that one. All right, and then we're going to copy this one over and click print. So I had to cancel the print because when I was looking at the model again, I saw a mistake that I made, which happens all the time. So it happens. So what we have here is that when I extruded this out, I forgot to take into account this lip, which once again, that's simple to fix. I just, oops, forgot to account for it. So if we would have printed this out all the way, it obviously wouldn't fit because it would have hit against that. So what we can do to fix that is we're going to create a sketch here on this part. But what I want is I want a projection of a couple lines. So let's first of all turn on sketch. Sketch is on. And I want to hit P for projection. And I want to project this right here. Click OK. And what we could do now is extrude that all the way to here. So we can extrude that to right there. Click OK. And now, if we move this, oops, click on bodies, move this, freeform. We move this, now it should fit. I would make sure I didn't miss anything else. All right, back to printing. Okay, here's the finished part. Finished printing from the printer. And as you can see, everything printed pretty decent. I did messed it up taking it off the printer right here on this corner. But other than that, that's not going to even be seen. Like I said, it's going to mount to the desk on the downside. So hope this helped. If you liked it, please leave a comment below. Hit the like button. I will be leaving the in the description this file in Thingiverse if you guys want to download it for yourself. Also the links, the Amazon affiliate links to the cables that I use for this project. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions.